Here in Parkour Civilization, as a parkour pro, everywhere you look, it's a 2-block jump. But luckily, if you want to get to the training grounds, you can do something called a command that says /build, and you get right to the training grounds. Today, when I went to the training grounds, I looked and there was a lot of different chain jumps. I've never done a chain jump before. Someone said, come to /private for key. Then I saw someone that was right in front of me. I looked at him and I asked what he wanted. What do you want? I looked and waited for him to respond. It was a PK battle for a key. I knew what this is, but I never knew it existed. He said he was going to go first. Well, I said if I could go first. I asked, can I go first? Okay, he said I could go. I had no idea what jump to do. I had to do a jump that would be hard enough for him, but that would be hard enough that he wouldn't get it, but not hard enough that I wouldn't be able to do it. I set up a 2-block jump. I'd never done this before, but I really hope I made it. Actually, I changed it to a 1-block just to make it easier. I was really hoping that I would be able to do this jump. It had to be one of the hardest jumps anyone's ever done. I went for it, but I failed. I tried to do a 360, but I forgot to jump. I broke my attack, and it was now the master's turn to attack me. I was scared because he went and did a 2-block jump. I knew that I would be able to do that because I can do it now with sprint. As I defended his attack, I set up my next attack. There was another parkour master watching me battle for parkour master. I set up the same attack, hoping that he wouldn't be able to do a 360. But once again, I failed the jump. Now it was time for the master to attack. He attacked with a 4-block jump. I looked at what he was doing, and it was still a 4-block jump. I knew there was no way I could make this. I watched as the parkour master attempted it, and he made the jump. There was no way I could win this parkour battle. The way parkour battles work is whoever scores 3 points first wins. I backed up and went for the jump, and by some miracle, I made the 4-block. I couldn't believe I had just done that. It was by far the hardest jump I've ever done. I set up a jump that there was no way I would be able to make. I set up a combo. I did a 2-block vertical into a 2-block diagonal jump. I thought there was no way I'd make this jump, but I had to try if I wanted to win this battle. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done, but I went for it, and by some miracle, I made it. I watched as the master went and attempted the jump I made. I was hoping it would be too hard, but he made it. It was still 0-0. Well, now I just have to wait for him to do another impossible jump. I watched as he set up his next attack, and it was one of the jumps that was already there. It was a 3-block chain jump. I knew there was no way I would get lucky again. I went for it, but I failed. It was 1-0. The master won. The master scored the first point, but he failed. He kept on failing the jump, so I broke his attack and went and set up my next attack. He was trying to build something, but I knew it wasn't his turn because he failed his next attack. I tried doing it, hoping that I would be able to make this jump. What I did, I set up a neo jump. I built up, and I went to the side, hoping I would be able to make this impossible jump. I went for it, but I failed. It was now the parkour master's turn to attack. I was very scared, hoping that I would win. He set up the exact same attack. It was a neo jump. Alright, let's see if he can do it. But it was different. It was 3 neos in a row. Not 3, 4. But he failed the first one, luckily, so I didn't have to try it. After he failed the first one, I set up what my next combo was going to be. It had to have been one of the hardest things I've ever done. I was really hoping that I would be able to do it. He kept trying to build, but I'm not sure why. I set up it wrong. I did it. The attack was going to be a 3 block into a 3 block vertical, into a 2 block jump, and after that, it would go into a 4 block. 1, 2, 3, 4. This had to be like an impossibly hard parkour combo. There's no way that if I somehow made it, then there'd be no way the parkour master can do this. I backed up and I went for the attack, but I failed the final jump. It was over. There was no way I could win from here. It was still 0-0, so I knew I had a chance. He said I did it, and I was confused. Next, he went to do a 3 block jump and failed. I broke his attack. Knowing that he couldn't do a 3 block jump, I set up the same attack, hoping I could score a point and make it 1-1. I went for it, and by some miracle, I made the 3 block. I got off and watched as the parkour master attempted it, but he failed. It was now 1-1. I went and told him it was 1-1. I went and set up my next attack. What I was doing was a 3 block diagonal jump. This was one of the hardest jumps I could think of. 1, 2, 3, right here, but I knew I couldn't just make it normally, so I had to set up a 2 block after another 2 block. It was the only way I could make this 3 block diagonal. I went and I attempted it, and somehow I made the jump. I was hoping that the parkour master wouldn't do it, and he didn't. He failed the parkour jump. Now it was 2-1. I was ready to do my third and hopefully final attack. Next, what I did a 2 block jump, but what I was gonna do was different. I set it up and I went backwards. Hoping that I would make it, I failed this jump. I knew after I would have to practice my 360s and my backwards jumps. Next, he built a 3 block jump and made it. It was going diagonal a little bit. I knew this would be hard. I went back and I backed up and I went for the jump, but I failed. It was now 2-2. The master was winning and the master got to attack again. It was now tied at 2-2. He went for what looked like to be a 1 block 360, but he failed. It was still 2-2. I went to set up what my next jump was gonna be. I did a 3 block jump into another 3 block jump. But it turns out I was doing a 4 block jump, but I realized it must be better. So after, I put a 2 block vertical. I backed up and I went for the parkour combo. I was hoping I would be able to make it. I made the 4 block jump and did the 2 block vertical. This was it. If the master made it, then he would have another chance to attack me. He made the entire jump, but this time added a 360. Now it was the master's turn to attack. What the master did was a 2 block jump. I watched as he failed the 360. I knew I had the upper hand here. I went and did a 2 block jump with a 360. This was the biggest chance I had at winning this parkour battle. I I went back and I set up for the attack. But somehow I missed it. Now it was only left for the parkour master to do his next jump. It was a 1-block jump and he went backwards. I knew I would have to be able to make this jump, and somehow I did. For the next jump, I broke only one and went for a 2-block backwards jump. I tried it, I expected to fail, but somehow I made the jump. It was 2-2. If this master failed, I would win, and he did. It was 3-2. I won the parkour battle. Somehow, I had done it, and I had earned myself a key to become a parkour, not champion, master. This was it. It was my only chance to become a parkour master. I had just gotten the key. Now, there was no turning back. I had to try and become a parkour master.